number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Welcome to Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Patrick Cristiano, your host, the publisher of TheaterLife.com, a website for theater buffs covering Broadway and off-Broadway theater in New York and social events in the theater in the Hamptons. So we're coming to you from the LTV studio in Wainscott. I have a really special guest, a local legend, Gene Casey of the Loan Sharks. Wow. Welcome, Gene.
Thank
you
Pat.
So much for coming.
Local legend,
Yeah.
huh? That makes me feel a little arthritic or something.
Oh, no.
No, thank you.
I didn't mean it in an aging way.
That's okay.
I meant it in...
I like icon.
Icon? Okay. A local icon? He's a local celebrity, let's put it like that. He's a great guitar player, songwriter, band leader. I mean, Gene does it all.
Yes, I'm the last of the independent. I'm so independent, I can't even work with myself. You know?
I think there might be a little bit of truth. No.
Well, you
no,
said maybe...
No, because
okay.
you're doing this all this time and you're working with a group of people. It just ain't true.
Sure,
You just it's a little self-deprecating about your perfectionism.
I want that 10%.
I think it's a little self-deprecating about your perfectionism, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. So Gene, you have a show that's coming up at Bay Street on March 28th. It's a Saturday.
That's right, in Sag
At
Harbor.
8 p.m.
Bay
or
Street.
7, what time is it?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, and you can go to baystreet.org to find out how to get tickets. And you're going to be there with a similar show that you did at West Hampton last year. Similar.
Yes. We did 3 years in a row at West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center. Excellent. They treated us very well. This year we wanted to have the show at a space where they could dance, because the people sitting in the chairs were itching to get up there and boogie. So this year I decided, let's just move it to Bay Street, because they have the room to dance. So that's where we'll be at March 28th.
So is this your first time performing at Bay Street?
Oh, no. I was there in the beginning.
So,
back with
with under Sybil?
Oh, yeah.
So how many times have you performed there?
Dozens.
Dozens.
I'd say, let's say 20 times over the years. You know, a benefit here, a concert there, a guest star here.
What's the difference between West Hampton Beach and Bay Street? Because they both have great acoustics, right?
Great acoustics, great staff. The Performing Arts Center West Hampton was kind of special. It was a concert, you know, and we did all our own songs, and people were forced to just sit there and listen, as opposed to just be a glorified bar band, which I can handle that. But after 3 years of that, I said, well, people, let's give them an opportunity to get up and dance. But I love playing theaters. We play in Suffolk Theater. We play at the Guild Hall. We've done shows there. But most of the time we're in restaurants and bars and clubs and so on. So it's always nice to take a break.
And you do all the bookings yourself.
Yeah.
And do you have standard bookings that you do kind of repeat every year, so
Yeah.
you keep yourself busy constantly?
Each year, a couple phone calls, and then I can plot it out. But this year we're actually changing it up a little bit. We're planning a trip to Ireland in the fall.
Oh, wow.
That'd be nice.
How cool.
Yeah.
Let's show our viewers, of people that aren't familiar with what you do. You brought us a couple of videos, and we have one video that you shot in New York. It's a really interesting setting called Gone Hollywood.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
All right. This is called Gone Hollywood. Yeah. Well, I see you're crossing over. Hey, and you're headed for the top. You used to be a country girl, but now you're going pop. Go right over, nice sensation. You're the toast of a tinsel town. I say congratulations, but you never come around. You're going Hollywood on me, girl. You're going Hollywood on me. That ain't no people that surround you, they'll tell you what to do. If you get any bigger, mama, there'll be nothing left of you. Yeah, you're cutting all of the corners for the middle of the road. I guess I can't blame you. You're just doing what you're told. Hollywood on me, girl, you gone Hollywood on me. That ain't nowhere to be. Going Hollywood on me, all right. Well, if I'm sounding bitter, you don't have to pay me no mind. You can keep the glitter, girl, and leave on me behind. Yeah, but when you're on the mountain, you better look up before you leap. You know the grass is always greener where they put you 6 feet deep. Yeah, Hollywood on me, you gone Hollywood on me. Now that ain't nowhere to be. You're going Hollywood on me. Hollywood on me, baby. You gone Hollywood on me. That ain't nowhere to be. You're going Hollywood on me.
Wow, that's really cool.
that
The
was rocking.
setting is they're really set. Where were you?
That was on East 60th Street in Manhattan, right under the Roosevelt Island tram.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
And this crew will be at Bay Street. The
Yeah,
same. This
yeah.
exactly. You want to name the people that
Well,
were there?
that's Mick Hargraves, Trisha, Scotty, and Larry Eagle on drums. And Larry put a few little cameras out there, and he edited like
Larry did all that
he
himself.
did that. Larry's very talented.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's a pretty honest depiction of what we do, the rockin' side of the band.
You come from the East Village, and you actually performed at the Mud Club and CBGB's too.
Oh yeah, the
Way back in the
early '80s.
wow.
You know, right after the real punk thing. It was starting to dwindle, and the new wave thing was happening. And that's when I first started playing out and professionally. It was at CBGB, Mud Club. The other end, the bitter end turned into the other end. There was the Mud Club, and Peppermint Lounge reopened, and all that, the Maxwell's in Hoboken. I played all those places that are now considered legendary spots. At the time, they were just rough and tumble places to play.
But has your sound evolved over the years from what you did there? Like I heard on an interview that you referred to your stuff as rhythm and blues with a twang or something like that.
Yeah, I call it rhythm and twang.
Okay,
yeah.
but did it start like that? Or
It did, but it was just louder.
it was louder before, now it's softer?
Thank goodness. It came down a little bit. Yeah.
This didn't seem too soft.
Well, back then, you couldn't help it. You were at the mercy of these PAs that would crank it. The CBGB PA was legendary and loud. And but we've learned a little bit about dynamics now, you know. So
And did you actually live in the city?
I did.
Where did you
Thompson
live?
Street.
Oh, I know Thompson Street.
Yeah.
Between what and what?
Well, right by the park.
Okay.
And Bleecker, yeah. It was.
I live in the West Village today. I have a place in the West Village.
Excellent. I wish I still had this place, but it was.
That's why I'm not giving mine up.
No, don't. But yeah, it was a good time, and learned a lot of things going on, and I just somehow found myself way out on the East End in Sag Harbor. I don't know how that quite happened, and I stayed.
But it's beautiful here. It's
Yeah.
easy not to stay here. I'm trying to watch the time because I want to get you to sing for us, and I want to make sure we do everything we have to do and talk about it.
Sure.
Remember, he's going to be at Bay Street March 26th. It's a Saturday.
28th.
March 28th. It's a Saturday.
Yes.
I'm getting old.
No.
No.
I might be there.
So let's have we have another video. This is an excerpt from what you did at West Hampton Beach last year.
year, yeah.
What's the song?
Yes, I think it's Guitar in the Rain.
Guitar in the
which
Rain.
is, yeah, a good one.
I came home, you was gone. Said, what the hell is going on? My poor heart filled with pain. You see my guitar in the rain. Well, I rang the bell, then I tried the key. I thought this place belonged to me. 5 long years right down the drain. You see my guitar in the rain. The wood is good and the body is fair, despite all the rain and the wear and tear. Oh, what a sad, sad sight to sit there tonight. Well, I hit the road, what could I do? I was worn and torn and sad and blue. I hitched a ride, I jumped the train. I played my guitar in the rain. Oh yeah. Oh, but the wood is good and the strings still ring, despite all the rust and the dust and the rain. Oh, what a sad, sad song it sings tonight. Now, if you wonder where I'm at, you don't have to worry about that. This isn't hard for the strain of a lonely guitar in the rain. This isn't hard for the strain of a lonely guitar in the rain. Whoa. Yeah.
Terrific.
Thank you. It's a bit rough and raw, but
What do you
it's
mean? Why
honest.
do you think it's rough and raw?
Well, it's not a high gloss video, but it
Oh,
does
you mean
capture,
the quality of the video?
it
Oh, but the
captures a bit
performance
of
is
the
so
sound.
cool.
Yeah.
It's really, you're really terrific.
Thank you.
Yeah, very, very, very good. I first saw you at the Wild Rose Cafe in Bridgehampton, which I think I've heard you say it's a gig that put you on the map
Yeah.
out here.
It did. We had a regular Thursday night. You remember that for several years.
You started which year? Do you remember?
95, last century.
I do real estate out here since '89, so I'm part of the last century too.
You got it. Yeah. That just fell into our lap, and we started doing every week, and we built up a nice fan base, a lot of friends, and the band got so good because we learned new songs every week. And after hours, after everyone went home, we'd lock up the place and we'd jam for another couple of hours. And it was
Oh, that's really dope.
it was nice.
Whoa.
It was a great deal we had there at the Wild Rose. And, it was before the days of cell phones with cameras and videos, so there's not that much footage that exists. I wish people would, if they have anything. let
Now
me
you
know.
hear that? If you have any footage from the Wild Rose and
but a lot of
back
people-
in the day.
A lot of people don't want to, what happened at the Wild
Oh.
Rose stays there. But yeah, I remember you guys coming to see us.
You're, as a songwriter, what inspires you to write your music?
Well, that's a good question because there's not a great demand for original music from me. I have my fans, but I don't have a record contract or anything like that that is forcing me to write. But I write just when I can't help it. I get an idea for a song, and
Is it an emotional thing you have to express yourself, or is it when you say you can't help it?
I think at the base, it's an emotional thing. but I'm just zoned into music 24/7. So
You could feel it with you. You
it's
know
my
that?
language, music.
It's clear.
It is. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And I get
I
ideas.
want to get you to sing a song. I don't want you to talk anymore. I want to hear you. I would sing for us,
Okay.
please. But yeah, you have a song you're going to sing?
Sure, this is a nice one. Shall I?
What was the title? I forgot already. You told
How do I know?
Oh, How Do I Know? Love the title, too.
Yeah, well, I'll do it right now for you.
Okay.
Well, I have lived and I have learned. Far as I'm concerned, I'm all the wiser now. I've been going through the phases and the stages and the changes with you. The many times I've been burned, still you return to take another bow. How do I know that you're not just lying to me now? How do I know you're not playing that same song again? Well, it's such a pretty tune. Have I forgotten too soon how it ends? Now you say you have changed and you will arrange to make it up somehow. How do I know that you're not just lying to me now? For the time here on earth, is it really worth all the fuss and fight? The hearts that are broken and the words that are spoken in the angry night. You beg and you plead, you say it won't lead to another round. How do I know that you're not just lying to me now? How do I know that this time you will really be true? I've heard it before, and if I hear it once more, don't know what I'll do. Now you say that you care, and you would not dare break another vow. How do I know that you're not just lying to me now? How do I know that you're not just lying to me now?
Whoa.
Like it?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank
Very,
you.
very- is that a new one?
That's my Beatle chord. This one.
But this is on this new CD that you have.
It's on Guitar in the Rain. Yes.
And when did you write that one?
I wrote that about 4 years ago.
And is there a woman that inspired that?
No,
No.
I'll tell you what. I wrote it really quickly, and I was reading an interview with Bob Dylan, and then John Lennon. They both said the same thing, that their nastiest songs, their most bitter songs, are really written about themselves. So, and I thought about that, and I think that's where it comes from. You kind of direct it to a third party.
How interesting. I never.
Yeah.
Where'd you read that?
It was, one of those Rolling Stone interviews. But both Dylan and John Lennon said the same thing, that they're.
But not in the same issue. It's you.
Different
they're different
times.
time periods.
Yeah.
Just resonated for
Yeah.
you and came to you. And
I think that's a way of kind of dealing with your own stuff, is to create a character. That might
wow,
be-
you
might be
fooled
true.
me.
'Cause I have no complaints. I'm very happy with my romantic life.
So, this album, is this all original?
Yes.
So every song.
Every song.
Would you do another one?
I'm doing one right now. I'm doing a new one.
No, would you do another song? for
Another
us?
song?
Would you?
Sure. We have time for that?
We have 6 minutes. I was going to talk to you about your writing in Nashville,
Well,
but I'd
okay.
really rather have.
Here's a song.
And we still have a little time. We can come back and talk about what you're doing in Nashville.
We'll do it. But I'll tell you about this song. I wrote this song.
Because it's a real treat for me. Let me tell you.
Thank you. A guy in Nashville said, those songs are okay, but you're too country for Nashville. That's what they told me. Here's another bitter song. I've not forgiven you, I must say. I remember yesterday how you laughed and how I cried. I've not forgiven you, I don't try. I just can't let it go. I hold a grudge. I'm the jury, I'm the judge. I find you guilty of the crime. I've not forgiven you all this time. I'm filled with anger, filled with pain. You are here inside my brain. If I forgive you, you'd be gone, so I keep holding on. I've not forgiven you, even now. You are with me, somehow I am frozen, standing still. I've not forgiven you, I never will. I am frozen, standing still. I've not forgiven you, I never will.
Terrific.
And I apologize for sad songs. You know, sad songs come easier, I think, than happy songs.
Well, nothing's too easy, is it?
No, it's true.
So both these songs are on his Gene Casey, Guitar in the Rain. And where can you find this?
iTunes, CD Baby, streaming and leaking and making a big puddle on things like Spotify. You
Okay.
can find
And you have a website if people want to learn more about you and where you're
GeneCasey.com.
performing. GeneCasey.com is
Yeah.
his website to check out where he's performing, what he's doing, what he's up to. Besides, you have this gig coming up at Bay Street on March 28th. I've got it correct this time. March
Thank you.
28th is Saturday at 8 o'clock. Baystreet.org is the website to find out more. So let's talk about this other little side thing that you've been doing. You've been going off to Nashville and you write with anonymous people. You don't know who
Yes,
you're going to get
it's
mixed
true.
up with.
Very
Is that
true.
what
It's
happens?
like a blind date. You know, you show up, have coffee, and see what happens. But yeah, that's how they do it down
So
there.
how often do you do this?
A couple times a year I go down, and it's very good for writing. I've written about 20 songs that way.
Now, do you collaborate with the people?
Yeah.
Do you come out with something individual, or is it
No,
something that you all?
the co-writing is very big down in Nashville, and to pool your resources and then you if you get something good, you demo, and then hopefully you get the demo to the right people. It's very competitive, but it's really helped me.
So do you have some demo that you created that you're
Oh,
you're
a whole
moving?
bunch, but nothing I can brag about
okay.
being recorded yet. But it's been good. You know, I thought about moving down there years ago, but I was so busy
It's
working,
so beautiful here.
playing, and I like it up here. Yeah, you're right.
Was that the hook? It's so pretty here.
It was. I like the pace of the East End. You know, having left Manhattan, and I was married and I was working a lot, so I stayed, and I don't regret it.
Are you still torn? Like you might move to Nashville at some
Well,
point?
no, I don't think I'll move down there. I'm trying to have the commute work for me.
Okay,
But
cool.
you know, by rights, you really have to live down there to really make it in the Nashville industry. But I have a lot of friends down there, and it's been a good experience.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. So now, you would also, we were talking in between a little bit about things. You're going to have some guest stars, but on your
Yeah,
at Bay Street. But we
Bay
can't
Street.
talk about who that might be.
There's a few we'll work. I'm waiting for the confirmation, but I have a lot of friends who who would love to play Bay Street, and they're very good. I call this a rock and roll dance party. So it's going to be a very festive evening, and yeah, some of my friends will pop up and sing a song.
And now you have a new CD you're working on too?
Working on a new record, and also putting together a compilation of older music.
So it'll be two
out of
separate
print.
CDs you're going to
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
So the first one will be all new music?
Yes.
And then the second will be a compilation?
A compilation of
of-
older stuff that's kind of gotten out of print, that's hard to find. So yeah.
Do you have a title for the new one yet?
For the new one, no.
No.
But the older one, the compilation is called Free Country, which is one of my songs called Free Country, and that's could be the title. Yeah.
We have a minute. You want to sing us off the air?
Sing you up the air? Sure,
You
I'll
only
do.
can sing for a minute, that means.
Well, thank you, Pat. But thank you for supporting the local
It's
scene.
my pleasure.
Bad baby, bad little girl, bad little baby, baddest little baby in the world. Her wild and wicked woolly ways, she keeps them sewn up tight, only to unravel in the middle of the night. Never to be spoken, but it's always understood. Bad little baby gonna make me feel so good.
Thank you. That's perfect.